Joan Rivers said that Michelle Obama was a man before she died. When
was that a joke? I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too, but the way she said it wasn't like jokey. She was like, oh, come on, everybody knows Michelle Obama's a man. Like, remember that?
Yeah, like, would Big Mike kill you for that?
Well, I think she died because she had 1,000 plastic surgeries. But
Michelle, she should change her name to Misery Obama. That's really what I think of when I... Misery Obama never has a positive word to say. Never. Not about children, not about family, certainly not about her husband.
Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly just launched a full-throttle takedown of Michelle Obama. No softness, no filters. They ripped apart the curated persona, exposing the media's golden girl as more brand than substance. Every carefully polished appeal was dissected. Nothing was off limits, and every illusion got dismantled in savage, humorous unison.
Thinking of victims of this awful world, you think of Michelle Obama and how terrible we've all been to her. This woman is a one-woman destitution derby. Every time we check in on her at her podcast, she is feeling sorry for herself.
Joe Rogan charged in with the same blunt energy he brings to high-stakes storytelling. Only this time, the subject was Michelle, not psychedelics or elk meat. He rolled his eyes at the idea she was some descendant of God's clutching protein shakes. To Joe, she was the world's best-marketed wellness guru. Netflix deals, heartfelt platitudes, and none of the grit.
To El Salvador, who have already been deported, and not American citizens. The media has claimed are American citizens, but they're not. No American citizens. Anyway, it's just been so ridiculous. And the fact that she would try to parlay this into like, I'm so scared, but also super important. But also my daughters are brown, so they're also potential victims because everyone hates brown people. Unless they could identify them as an Obama.
He tore into her public persona, always poised, always smiling like she held some cosmic secret. But Rogan wondered, how do you float through public life without risking a single real thought and still get hailed as extraordinary? It felt to him like watching someone play chess by themselves while the crowd assumes they're winning battles.
that Tim Dillon's video where he was saying that Michelle Obama should run for president. If she won, she could pull her out and China would just give up. I was wheezing. I couldn't breathe. Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Her speeches, Rogan joked, have the excitement of a hotel iron. Polished, safe, and blandly uplifting. Every phrase felt over-vetted. 3 consultants, 5 sensitivity readers, and a brand team terrified of a slight nuance. He argued her public appearances are so safe, they might as well come wrapped in bubble wrap.
A boy in the mix.
I would. I'm so glad I didn't have a boy.
Yeah.
Because he would have been a Barack Obama.
It's like baby Barack. It would have been amazing.
Ooh, no, I would have felt for him.
She just borrowed our boys.
Yes, I got plenty.
Wow.
Did you catch that? She's glad she didn't have a boy because he would have been a Barack Obama. And that's a hard pass for her.
Then the food crusade. Michelle turned school lunches into a national experiment in misery. Quinoa, bland veggies, and despair served cafeteria style. Rogan imagined desperation markets erupting. Kids trading fruit roll-ups like contraband. Lesson. What the cameras saw as health awareness, he saw as a lunchtime hostage situation.
Okay, that's it. This is the one.
Or the first woman
We already
president.
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty funny how she said it.
Okay, we all know it.
Rogan highlighted the irony of Michelle talking struggle from palatial homes, flying private, and collecting hefty royalty checks. He wasn't begrudging success, but hated when it masqueraded as hardship. To him, her claims of resilience felt like a scripted after-school special about buffering Netflix streams.
It's, what's happening to immigrants.
I mean, I travel in a 4-car motorcade after all. I'm Michelle Obama. But she actually says this. And then she says, but, I worry for my girls because, not that much because they are sort of recognizable, but I'm worried about them.
So it's not the fear for myself anymore. I drive around in a 4-car motorcade with a police escort. I'm Michelle Obama. I do still worry about my daughters in the world, even though they are somewhat recognizable.
Megyn Kelly entered like a polished litigator, with calm facts and cold logic. To her, Michelle seemed more high priestess of branding than authentic figure. Every act of relatability, carefully choreographed. Every reluctant admission of fame, mapped to fame-producing platforms. It wasn't spontaneity. It was strategy.
See everybody having a good time. The country's almost back to normal before World War III. COVID was just so strange. We lost a lot of people during COVID, and most of them are still alive. Yeah. Before COVID, I would have told you that vaccines are the most important invention in human history. After COVID, I'm like, I don't think we went to the moon. I think Michelle Obama's got a dick. I think Pizzagate is real. I think there's direct energy weapons in Antarctica.
Kelly dismantled the relatable narrative. Michelle's retreat from spotlight. A PR campaign in disguise. Megyn saw the disguise crack when Michelle launched books, podcasts, and media deals, then claimed humility. It was like announcing I hate attention while skydiving with glitter banners.
When did she die?
2014.
Okay, so it was 2014. So it was 2014 that she did that. Where she in 2014. So it had to be before 2014 because she was dead in 2014. So 2014 or before, she said Michelle Obama is a man. So this is like 10 years.
Have you ever heard that before her?
I never heard it. No, I didn't even hear her say that until years later.
What did Michelle actually change as First Lady? Sure, she launched fitness initiatives and hashtag campaigns, but they fizzled. Kelly argued none translated into systematic change. Michelle's speeches were emotional sound bites, not policy forces. Yet the press treated them as presidential doctrine.
Misery Obama does not want to run for office. Misery just wants to sit and talk about how miserable she is. And honestly, when you see the full parody tomorrow, you'll laugh. Like I started bursting out laughing a couple times because it seems impossible. Like it seems like I'm being too mean. But then we've interspliced the actual Michelle Obama saying these exact things. Like we didn't have to make it up.
Jaw-dropping.
Kelly pressed further. Leadership doesn't need theatrics, just truth. But Michelle avoided truth in favor of narrative control. Kelly said while the cameras flashed, the real questions were stalled. The power moves weren't made. The bigger conversations. Silenced beneath the polish.
I will not run for president.
Yeah, I've heard you say I think Michelle should run.
She could win. She could win, I think. I think if she ran, she could win.
Do you ever run for office?
No.
I have to ask you.
No.
No kind of office.
No.
I don't think she wants that, though.
No,
I don't think she wants that in her life. The bull that they dealt with over the 8 years when he was president.
Because I've got these 2 young people at home. Being the kids, the daughters of a president, just think about it. Not so easy.
That job for anybody that really good at it.
Yeah, I trust the person who doesn't want the job more than the person who wants the job.
It's not something that I'm interested in or would ever do, ever.
Joe Rogan came back in like a guy who suddenly remembered the best punchline mid-exit. He wasn't done dismantling the cult of Michelle Obama. The branding, the sainthood, the hypnotic applause for saying nothing. What bugged him most wasn't the strategy. It was how effortlessly people bought it. To Joe, it was like watching people line up for bottled tap water just because a celebrity's face was on the label. He riffed on the absurdity of Michelle being treated like a political sage when she spent a decade dodging real conversations. Always there for the glamour shots, the moody docuseries, the trendy podcast, but never for the hard questions. Rogan compared it to showing up to a UFC fight with a yoga mat and demanding the title belt. He tore into her endless messages about hope and unity, calling them motivational wallpaper, pleasant, forgettable, and meaningless. 5-minute speeches filled with airbrushed fluff that earned standing ovations for saying absolutely nothing. Then came the social media empire. Joe couldn't ignore it. A non-stop stream of curated quotes, perfect lighting, and faux-relatable posts that made Michelle look less like a leader and more like America's rich aunt who hands out affirmations instead of advice. It was all Polish, no punch.
It's just been so ridiculous. And the fact that she would try to parlay this into like, I'm so scared, but also super important. But also my daughters are brown, so they're also potential victims because everyone hates brown people. Unless they could identify them as an Obama, in which case we'd be fine because everyone loves us. But as you can watch the wheels calculate, in a way that just confirms everything you believed about this woman.
And if anything felt less real than a reality show, Rogan said, it was Michelle's Instagram feed, every candid moment clearly lit by a professional crew. But Megyn Kelly wasn't done either. She came back sharper than ever, slicing through the myth of Michelle as a political outsider. Outsider? Please. Michelle had been orbiting the power core for over a decade, married to a two-term president, dining with world leaders, and striking deals with every media giant from Netflix to Spotify. Megyn laughed at the idea that Michelle speaks truth to power when she is power. The contradiction wasn't just absurd, it was insulting. She nailed the role of insider pretending to be outsider, and people swallowed it whole. Megyn's final strike landed like a gavel. Michelle never wanted to lead, she wanted to be adored. She didn't push against the system, she branded herself within it. And while the cameras flashed, the applause thundered, and the memoirs flew off shelves, the public got nothing. No policy, no bold ideas, just a perfectly staged image. That, Joe and Megyn agreed, was the real roast. Not of Michelle the person, but of Michelle the symbol. The glossy myth sold to a nation starving for substance. And the scary part? They were just getting started.